Spreadsheets can help you to live the life you want. Let's find out how. Hello, my name is David Schofield and welcome to this Efficiency Accelerator session where we're going to be looking at some of Google Sheets' basic formulas. Now, these are the sorts of formulas that you will use in pretty much everything you do with spreadsheets. So I wanted to cover the basics first. Those formulas are sum, average, max, and min. So first of all, I'm going to show you how to sum up the total of a column, in this case, units sold in this 10-day period. Then we're going to show you how to get the mean average of the same period. Then we're going to try and find the highest number sold in a day in that period. And then we're going to find the lowest number sold in a day in that period. And to finish everything off, we're going to look at how much money we've made each day by multiplying units sold by price per unit, and then for the whole 10-day period by summing up that new column. So let's begin by summing using the sum formula to calculate the total units sold through the 10-day period. So in case you are unfamiliar with formula using spreadsheets, they all follow a similar structure. So I'll talk you through that. It is equals key with a keyboard, and the keyword, which in this case is sum, open and close brackets, and then within the brackets, we're going to be telling the keyword what to work with, what data to work with. So in this case, we want all of these numbers here in the units sold column. A couple of ways you can do that is, first of all, typing it in. So the first cell is D13. That's the top of the cell range. And then we use colon to say this is going to be a range, and then D22 to show the end of the range. Now we can click return key there and get the result, but I want to show you another way you can do this also, which is, depending on whether you prefer to use the mouse or the keyboard, can be quicker. So we can left click with our mouse on the first cell reference and drag to the bottom cell reference, and then let go. Click return, and there we have our sum of the units sold in that 10-day period. Now, if we want to find the mean average, it's very, very similar. Equals average, open brackets, click and drag, close brackets, return. And there we have 85.5 units sold per day was the average in that 10-day period. Now to find the highest number of units sold in a day and the lowest units sold in a day, we'll use max and min. Max and min. And again, it's the same formula structure, equals max, open brackets, click, drag to select the whole range, close brackets, return. So 150 was the highest number sold in a day. And then we want to find the minimum, the smallest number sold in a day. Again, open the brackets, after min, click and drag, close brackets, return. Now, a curiosity here is, what would happen if there were 2 days with 150 in? Well, we'd still get 150, and maybe that's all we need to know. Maybe all we want to know is what was the highest number sold in a week. However, if we wanted to know what day that was on and what product that was actually sold, then it makes things a little bit more complicated. There are other formulas we can use to pull all 3 pieces of data out there, the maximum sold for which product on which date, but we won't go into that in this video. Check out my other videos for more on that. And the same with the min. Luckily, in our data sets here, we've only got one instance of 150 there and one instance of 50. So we know that it's the apples on the 10th is the highest value and the apples on the 1st is the smallest value. And finally, it's good to know how much money we've made. So we want to find out on each day how much was made by multiplying the units sold by the price per unit. And then to see how much we've made in the entire 10-day period, we're going to sum that column. So let's do that. So writing the new column name next to price per unit, total sales, and then we're going to start a new formula, equals, click on units sold, left click, or you can use your keyboard arrows and go left twice to select it. And then the multiplication operator, the star symbol, which is on your keyboard there. And then left click price per unit, or use your left key on your keyboard, and then return. And there we have 50. 50 being 50 times £1 each. And this is a monetary value. So I'm going to format that as such. I can just do it as currency like that, or I could change it so it's consistent with this formatting, which is, if you go to the formatting menu here, accounting. Now, this is all bells and whistles that you can look at later, but there you have it if you want to have a dig around in there. Now, how do we copy this formula down to the other cells so that we can get the total sales on every day? Well, if you know your keyboard shortcuts for control and paste, you can hold down for copy and paste, you can hold down the control key and click C, and you can see that blue border there, that blue dotted border tells us that we've copied that formula to the clipboard now, what's in that cell. We select the cell beneath, hold down control again on Windows, and then click V. There we go. The formula has been copied. However, we've got a different value there for some reason. So why is that? Well, that's because when you copy a formula in its basic format, it will change depending on the cell reference. It will change depending on the columns and the rows that it occupies. So here you can see in the top left, that was D13 times E13, these two. But then when we go down, it's D14 times E14. That's because we just copied and pasted normally. There are ways to lock those cell references in case you don't want it to jump around the screen, and I'll show you examples of why that's useful in another video. However, for now, we just want to copy this formula all the way down the column. So you can see this blue circle in the bottom right of the cell. You want to hover over that to get the cross to appear. Left click with your mouse, drag, and you can see this slightly dotted border here. That is over all of the cells that I've moved over. That's to say that I am about to copy and I'm going to paste this formula into those cells and let go. And there we go. Each day now we know how much money was made. But we also want to know how much money was made overall in the 10-day period. This is just a simple sum once again. Equals sum, open brackets, click in the first cell, drag, let go on the last cell, close brackets, return. And there we have it, 686.25. Not a bad taking for that 10-day period. So that is the end of the tutorial. Thank you for watching, and I hope you've learned something. Any questions or comments, please leave them below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and if you would like more of this, then please like and subscribe. I'm David Schofield.